Hi there, Alan Moore here from Tax World. Today I'd like to talk to you about how to get the most out of your taxworld.ie subscription. So when you go to the taxworld.ie homepage, you'll see on the top right hand side there's a button, Login. If you click on the Login button, you'll get to this page where you enter your email and your password, which we will give you, and then you click on the Login button. Once you've clicked on the Login button, you're logged into taxworld.ie. And you can start to use all the information within the site for your practice. So let's just look at a simple example here. Let's suppose you want to find out something about the Domino Pizza case, which was a tax case in Ireland in 2023 in the High Court or Supreme Court. And you can see it's the second last in the search results here. You can just use the search bar up here to find the Domino Pizza case. And then you click on the second last one there, the Supreme Court one, IESC. And that brings you to a summary of the case like that you can read. And if you want to read the whole case, which is over 100 pages long, you can click on the link at the bottom there, 2023 IESC 24. So that's a very simple way to use the site. Just use the search engine at the top. If you type in section 604, which is principal private residence relief for CGT, you'll see it's the first result there in the search list. You click on that, and then you get to the actual section. So really what Tax World is a kind of all of the tax legislation, all of the commentary, everything from the revenue site, revenue manuals, tax guides going back to 2023, tax checklists, tax advice letters, tax appeal decisions and court decisions, ECJ decisions, all the way back to 1975 and 1922 in the case of case law. So all of this information is gathered together into a platform, and then you can see on the right hand side it's also in our AI system, Isilia. So the first item on the menu on the left hand side, you'll see there's 4 tabs on the left hand side: Tax, Ask, Learn and News. For people who don't want to use the search engine, you can just scroll down through the A to Z of topics, and then you'll see there's lots of topics there. And if you click on just one of them there, you'll see Accounting Standards. This provides you with the links to everything to do with accounting standards. On the left-hand menu, if you go under Tax A to Z, you'll see Tax Checklists, and they expand out to contain checklists for CAT, CGT, corporation tax, income tax, etc. So let's just look at a checklist here. So when you click on VAT, the VAT checklists, we see on the bottom right hand side there's a sale of property checklist. So let's just look into that. And we see here it starts to ask you questions to decide whether or not a sale of property is liable to VAT. So you can click yes or no there to that question, and then it'll ask you further questions to determine whether it's liable to VAT or not. And you'll see there is a downloadable PDF checklist as well. So these are the questions being followed through, etc. Now, underneath the tax checklists on the left-hand side, we have tax advice letters, and there's over 112 of these. And you can use these, download these in Word, and use these as templates for your own tax advice. Now, moving on from the tax advice letters, we have VAT advice emails underneath that, pretty similar. I won't go into those in detail. But we have the Irish legislation. So we see here when you click on Acts, we see all of the main acts to do with Irish tax law. We also have the Companies Act and the Local Property Tax Act and the VRT and the Social Welfare Act as well, in addition to all the main tax acts. So let's drill down into one of these acts, which is the Taxes Consolidation Act. And you can see there you can open up the menu and look at any particular section you want. You can also find the sections by using the search bar on the top right hand side, as we already did with section 604. But let's just look at section 29A here. And we see here section 29A is about temporary non-residents. And this section is about people who are caught for CGT. If they move out of Ireland in order to realise a capital gain, they have to remain out for 5 years. Otherwise, they can be taxed on the gain when they come back. So we not only have the legislation, we have the commentary as well. Here you can see it here, which is a plain English version of the legislation. We also have the revenue guidance notes on the section, any questions that have been asked in relation to that section. We even have videos to do with it, and the relevant revenue manual relating to section 29A. So it's all there in a convenient format for you to do your research. Now, moving on from the acts, we have the statutory instruments. These are secondary legislation in Ireland, and we have all of the secondary legislation relating to tax. So let's just drill into one of these, which is the PAYE regulations, income tax employment regulations. And you can see here, you can look into any particular regulation you want. So in one case here, we just look at regulation 10. And just like the legislation, it also has commentary, guidance notes, and links to relevant manuals. Underneath the SIs, we have, underneath the SIs, we have the tax treaties. And here we have a list of all the tax treaties that Ireland has, and you can drill into those if you want. This is actually an information exchange agreement that Ireland has with Anguilla. And then all of the treaties, as I said. Here's the detail of the treaty with France. Then we also have all of the EU legislation that's relevant to Ireland. In particular, the Council Directive 2006/112, which is the VAT directive. And we can see here, you can drill down into any particular article you want through the contents. And if we look at Article 9 there, which is taxable persons, you can see we have the legislation, commentary and guidance notes for that. So, we also have all of the tax guides going back to 2003. So if you happen to want to have a query about what the tax rates were back in 2003 or 2004 or any of the intervening years, you can just look up the relevant tax guide and get the answer. This is the tax guide for 2024, which is the current one. And you can see there the income tax rates are set out there. So the tax guide is really a summary of the tax situation for a particular year. All of the taxes are in it: income tax, CT, CGT, VAT, CAT, etc. So summary type information. We also have the tax magic books for going back to 2021. You can drill into those. And then we have all of the revenue manuals going on the system. So you can see here, when we drill into the CGT, we see the relevant manuals for CGT. And that's just an example there of one manual, which is to do with share schemes. Now, under the Learn tab, we actually have our webinars that we have done. And this is the webinars that we've done in 2024. And if you're a member of TaxWorld, you can actually drill into these and actually look up and re-watch anything that was in the webinars if you want. So let's just see how that works. So here somebody wants to look at the webinar for tax planning, which was on in September. They can go into it and then click on, it will probably say enroll with one click. You click on that and then press the green button, continue learning. And then you'll see, then you can scroll down and you can see the units in the course, which are broken into separate modules. And then you can then click on any one of those and start watching the video. In this case, there's myself there on the top right hand side. Now, we not only have everything we've seen before, but we also have all the latest revenue e-briefs are immediately brought into the system as soon as they're published. And you can watch any of those or search any of those if you want. These are under the tab News. Under the tab News, we also have all of the tax appeal decisions right up to date. So you can see here the very latest tax appeal decisions in November 2024. And you can drill down into those appeal decisions. In this case here, you look into 180 TACD 2024. It's a summary of the appeal, but if you want the full text of the appeal, you can click on the link at the bottom. And it will link you directly into the actual appeal commissioner's decision. Now you can also look at court cases. So in this case here, we have a list of the High Court cases for 2024. And you can click on any of those and drill into the particular case. Same with cases in the Supreme Court, and same with cases in the ECJ. Now, these are summaries of the cases. You can read the summary and then go further into detail. So here we have one of those ECJ cases. It's a summary of Chaudfontaine Loisir, and you can link to the case in the ECJ Curia decisions for the full version of the case. Now, under the Ask tab, we have questions and answers that members of the site can ask. So we see here, as of today, there's somebody's asking about VAT recovery there on commercial property. And there the question has been answered. So the best part of the site is the bot. And we can see here somebody asking a question to Azilia, what is the rate of VAT on sheepskins? And the bot, Azilia, immediately answers the rate of VAT on sheepskin is the standard rate, which is 23%. And then we can see here somebody wants to know, or get the bot to write a letter to a client about SARP relief. So the question is, write a letter to a client about SARP relief. And the bot immediately starts writing the letter. And you can see there the letter finishing off. And then once that's done, you can cut and paste that letter into a client for yourself. So what does that mean? So essentially the entire taxworld.ie, which contains over 200,000 pages of information, contains all of the tax law, all of the commentary, all of the revenue manuals and materials, checklists, advice letters, taxworld publications, all available in a very convenient format on our platform, on our website, taxworld.ie. But it's not only that. It's not only fully searchable and fully available to you, and you can use the letters and use the checklists, etc. We've also got Azilia, who's able to answer any question about any of the content and write letters for you, draft emails to clients, saving you literally hours and weeks of time, because you can get that work done quickly and efficiently, and know that it's reliable because all of the relevant source information there on the left hand side is reliable. So I hope you've enjoyed that, and I will see you soon, and take care.